What is up, y'all? Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys are having a good trading week. Thanks again for checking out the channel. If you're new here, welcome. I wanted to make a video on, regarding some of the things that are happening right now in the industry overall, I guess, especially the funding prop firm industry. So if you guys follow any sort of, traders on Twitter or even YouTube, I know that there's been a million videos already made on this, but I just wanted to give my thoughts on the whole my Forex fund situation shutting down, just my opinion on it and some tips maybe for you guys, and how I'm thinking about going about this whole thing. So luckily, I did not personally have any accounts with my Forex funds. If you don't know yet already, which you probably do unless you're living under a rock at this point, because so many people are posting about it, but my Forex funds, the prop firm, is officially done for. They do have a lawsuit, I think, or their meeting is like the 11th of this month, like in 3 days or so. Their court date, I should say, but I think at this point they're completely done. And some of you guys may know more about the situation than I do, so I'm not gonna try and act like I know everything about the situation. But I wanted to just say, in my opinion, there's a lot of fear going around that there's not going to be any more funding companies, no more prop firms. All of them are just going to get regulated and get shut down or whatever. The government's going to shut everyone down. Personally, I do not think this is true. One, they were breaking rules, like blatantly breaking rules. There were emails found that they were trying to slip traders and cause traders to fail, in turn making them more money. There's blatant proof of that happening, and that's the reason for the shutdown. It wasn't like, oh, they missed this little rule, they didn't have legal documents on this part or anything like that. It wasn't just an accident or anything like that. They were purposefully making traders fail, and that's why they got shut down, which makes sense. They should get shut down for doing that. That is horrible. But there's a lot of fear going around that, oh my gosh, like prop firms and funding is never going to be around anymore. It's just not going to be a thing. Everyone's going to get shut down. In my opinion, people are just spreading fear, and this will not happen. There will be regulations of some sort, especially in the US and Canada, but that doesn't mean that everyone's just going to get shut down immediately, because not every prop firm is doing this where they're purposefully slipping traders into failing accounts, failing challenges, failing their funded, whatever it may be. Not every prop firm is doing this. There are some prop firms out there where their CEOs are very transparent and they're trying to be proactive in this situation, and I think making the right moves. So don't get stressed out about things that are not under your control. No one would have guessed this happened. This is, one of the top firms in the industry, in my opinion. Like ftmo and my Forex funds were like the top two firms, as far as popularity goes, as far as the number of funded traders that they have. They've been around for a very long time, and no one's ever had any issues like this before. So it definitely does stink, but I think that there's so much fear going around, and you just cannot keep stressing about things that aren't under your control. The way I'm going about it is, or my viewpoints is, how are you going to react? Are you just going to say, all right, I'm going to quit trading, this is just a scam? Go ahead, you can do that, but you're never going to make any money trading. And if you really wanted to be a trader, you're going to stick this out and figure out a way to get funded with different prop firms, diversify your portfolio. You may learn, get a different prop firm, get funding with a different prop firm, and then start building up your personal account. That's one way of diversifying, and probably a very smart way of diversifying, especially if you use a regulated broker. But just some options that I want to throw out there to you guys. I have some notes written down, so I'm looking down, but there are the thing in question is like the regulation with US and Canada based prop firms. Now there's a lot of prop firms based in the US, and to me, honestly, I don't think all of them are going to get shut down or anything like that. There might not even be any more that get shut down unless they're doing something like this that is blatantly breaking laws and trying to make traders fail and lose money, right? Obviously, they should get shut down for that. But the ones that are properly, that are functioning properly and they're doing the right thing, right? They might not even get shut down ever, or they might just have to start changing a few things based on regulations that come out, but they're not going to get just shut down like my Forex funds. So my advice to you guys is to diversify. You can also diversify with some funding companies that are outside of the US. Funded Engineer, I know, is one, or Funding Engineer. I don't know anything about them, so I'm not going to say a ton on them, but I've heard that they're good. I've seen some people getting payouts for them and saying that they're good, and they're not based in the US, they're based overseas. So that could be one option for you guys if you're really worried about the US or Canada regulations. You know, any US based prop firms, which is the majority of them, if I'm not mistaken. So that's an option there. And also, again, like I said, maybe get a few different prop firms, you know, get accounts with a few different prop firms, slowly build up that equity. And as you get payouts, start depositing some into a regulated broker, or, you know, just for a personal trading account. Because they're not going to be able to take that money away from you. If it's in a regulated broker, it's insured, and you won't have the worry of your prop firm just going down, right? So diversity and diversifying your funds, to me, is a very smart way of going about this. Diversify funding companies. Funded Engineer would be a great option. And this just goes to show that, you know, to me, trading is always going to be around. There's always going to be opportunities in trading. So this goes to show you, like, learning this skill of trading, learning how to be a profitable trader, learning how to manage your emotions. You're always going to have some sort of opportunities. Now, it's up to you to figure out how you're going to navigate these tough waters. You know, how you're going to navigate situations like this when they come up. There's a lot of people that lost like $1 million in funding, or $600K in funding, $300K in funding, you know, multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars in funding. But that's not stopping them, because they know that they've been able to pass challenges before, they've gotten payouts before, so they're going to pivot and make it work. They're going to find a way. Any entrepreneur, which if you're a trader, you're an entrepreneur. At the end of the day, you are, you know, that's your business. You are taking money from the markets for yourself, and that's your way of making money. So there's always going to be opportunities. Learn the skill set, and you will always be able to find some sort of way to trade. Crypto, stocks, indices, Forex, there's always going to be something able to trade. You can even trade, like, you know, silver, corn, like you can trade corn, wheat, and like all these different things, commodities, which is pretty funny. But the skill set is the most important thing. So once you learn that skill set, no one can take that away from you, right? So keep that in mind. And there are also prop firms that I think have a little bit of leg up, and to me, I like them because I like prop firms that are run by traders, or run by people that know how to trade, have traded in the past. Examples that I have of these would be Toptier, Fortune's Funding, and then the Funded Trader. And I know there's some other ones out there. I believe My Funded FX is run by a trader. And to me, if it's run by a trader, they've been through the highs and lows of trading, so they know how hard it is, and they're going to have the trader's best interest at heart instead of just thinking about the whole company as running a business. Another thing that you can look into is, are the CEOs transparent? Do they ever go on podcasts? Do they tweet? Do they provide their thoughts on situations like this with my Forex funds, and say like how the company's pivoting, how they're planning to, stay under these regulations and, stay afloat, basically. So Angelo from the Funded Trader is one guy that I trust him. I think that he has done a good job of sharing his viewpoints on everything. He's super transparent. He's always on podcasts. He does podcasts with interviews with other traders that are funded by TFT. He's always on Twitter. He's very responsive in the Discords, things like that. So do some research into these funding companies that you are thinking about going with. If you're already funded, great. If you're thinking about diversifying your portfolio, do some research before you just go and buy funding challenges from some random company, right? Because there's a bunch of them that are probably really sketchy. There's even some new ones popping up all the time. But if you don't even know who the CEO is, maybe they have a Discord. There's a bunch of people complaining in there about not getting paid out. Come on, y'all. Do not buy that challenge. Don't set yourself up for failure, right? Now there's going to be things that we can't control, but you can't stress about them if you can't control it, right? So in my opinion, diversify your funds, do some research into the companies that you're going with for funding, because this, at the end of the day, this is your business, this is your livelihood, right? You want to be making the most educated decisions possible. So these are my thoughts on the whole situation. I'm really not worried. I'm still going to be going for funding with different companies, diversifying and everything like that, and starting to build up a personal account as well. Just to give you a little bit of my insights, my thoughts on it. I would love to know in the comments below your thoughts on it, how you think the industry may change, or just what your thoughts on it in general. If you're funded, if you're not funded, if you're gonna move to a personal account, whatever it may be. I would be very curious to know y'all's thoughts. Appreciate you guys watching. If you got any value out of this or want to continue, follow me on my journey to become funded and see what companies I go with. Continue to hear my thoughts and even chart analysis. I have some chart analysis videos that I want to get put up in the next few weeks, breaking down some trades that I've been taking. So look forward to that. Appreciate you guys watching and supporting the channel so far. I'll see you all in the next one.